Why the fuck is there a picture of Winnie the Pooh in my Necronomicon? Hello, friends. I'm back. And I have one thing to say. Who the fuck thought this was gonna be an amazing movie? Okay, I'm not saying this in a negative way, but everyone that I talked to that saw this movie and everything that I've seen about this movie, everybody's like, oh, this is the worst movie of fucking 2023 or 2022, whenever this came out. I think it was 2023. I think it was like February. And every time I saw one of those things, I'm like, it's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I'm not expecting Oscar material from it. I'm just expecting it to be Winnie the Pooh killing people. And I don't know about you guys, but I got what I wanted. I got the dumbest movie, but it's so dumb, it's fucking hilarious. Like, the movie starts off with Christopher Robin. The movie starts off with like these little drawings and illustrations of Dark and like how like the typical storybook would have been. And I liked it. And I liked the music, and it was very very good. I liked how like they had like the little like kind of not like orchestral chanting, but like just chanting, you know, like Latin or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I don't know if it was Latin or not. Anyway, so I loved it because it's so good. It's so good. But anyway, the movie starts off with the drawings explaining, like, you know, the whole Christopher Robin story, like, you know, and then how eventually he leaves, and then they got hungry throughout the winter, and then they resorted to their basic animal instincts and then ate Eeyore, and then swore that anyone that crossed into the 1,100-acre woods, they would eat. So cut to like fucking 15 years later, Christopher Robin is back, and he's got his wife with him, or his fiance, but he calls her his wife, and he comes back to the 100-acre woods to basically show his fiance Piglet, Pooh, Rabbit, Eeyore, and vice versa, and Tigger. And yeah, they wander around for a little bit, and then they the fiance ends up dying because they hide out in Winnie the Pooh's like place, and then Piglet fucking surprises her when they're outside and like wraps a chain around her, kills her. And then the rest of the movie is these girls that are like at this cabin, and they're like having a little get together, you know, little weekend getaway, you know, like us boys would do sometimes. Except this weekend getaway is about to turn deadly really quick because one of the girls who's late stops off at this one place and then dies. And at this point, it's like basically the second kill in the movie, and it's not, well, it's gory, but it's surprisingly gory. So the first kill, Winnie the Pooh basically like rips off this chick's shirt, not, you know, needed, you know, it's not a necessity, but okay. And then he proceeds to take her head, fucking bash it in this fucking wood chipper, and then take her and throw her in the wood chipper. Now here's where you can see that this movie didn't really have a big budget, because they used CG blood, and it is noticeably bad, but I love it. And so after that, the characters all are like, oh no, you know, we're having a fun time, it's great. And then the one, like, promiscuous woman out of the group goes outside into a hot tub. She's taking some selfies, you know, having a grand old time. And then she sees Pooh in one of her selfies. Now, a normal person would see that and be like, no, going inside, telling everyone, we're getting the fuck out of here. No, she just goes like, hey, is anyone there? No? Okay. And she goes back. And then they chloroform her, and then they take her, and then they run her head over with a car, which I will give the movie credit. The kills are creative. I like them. This kill was, honestly, I liked it because it was just so, I've never seen that before. I've never ever seen that before. It was really cool to see. And the gore effect when they actually had her like on the ground and like you see it, but there's more fake blood, so it's funny as hell. After that, they end up going, like they end up wandering away, and then they go back. They keep cutting back to Christopher Robin, and he keeps begging them to like let him go. It's like, I'll stay with you, blah blah blah. Just let me go, which I was surprised because the illustrations in the beginning said he died, and he didn't die. But nevertheless, Christopher Robin is still alive. And after that, we cut back to the people. They find the one girl's dead body, and then Pooh and Piglet start, going around and trying to kill them. Now, I'm going to cut, kind of fast forward through this a little bit. So, a few of them die. The one girl's lesbian lover dies, and then she's rightfully pissed off about it. So, she ends up finding Piglet, knocking him out, tying him up, and then stabbing him. Mind you, this is after Pooh and Piglet have captured her, and then they break her out, and then this other chick dies because she screams loudly and she did the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But, so she ends up killing Piglet, or I don't know if he's dead or not. She just hits him a few times, and then Pooh shows up and just, with a machete, just fucking jams the machete into her face. And that part was pretty cool. But then afterwards, they run out in the middle of the road, they find these people that they came across in the beginning, and they help them out for 5 seconds, and then Pooh kills them all. He literally just gets angry and then slaps this guy's face off. I think he breaks this guy's arm, and the guy's like, ah, ah, ah. And meanwhile, these people are trying to get the truck started. They get the truck started, and so Pooh gets on top of the truck, and here's where it's kind of dumb, because the one chick is driving fast, and then she brakes hard, and then she knocked herself out. Now, us drivers, we know if we brake hard, yeah, you might hit your head, but you're not. It's only if you hit something that you're gonna, possibly knock yourself out. Just hitting the brake, you're not gonna knock yourself out. I've done it a few times. Never knocked myself out. If I did, I'd be surprised. Anyway, so the one other girl that's with her ends up getting dragged out of the truck, and Pooh picks her up, slices her head off, and then shows the chick, hey, I got your friend's head. That's what I call getting head. Get it? Oh, bother. And so then she's trying to get out of the truck, and then she gets out of the truck, and then Christopher Robin shows up because they freed him, and he's like, fuck you, and then bashes into fucking Pooh. And after that, they get away, and they're just oh yeah, we're okay. And then Pooh's like, no, you're not. And he pushes the truck, one of the trucks away so we can get out. And then he grabs the one girl, and this is where Christopher Robin's like, oh, I'll never leave, please, just let her go, take me instead. And then Pooh, I forgot to mention, they made a vow of silence to never, ever, ever speak. This is where he talks, and he's just like, no. And then he slices the final girl's neck open, which I wasn't expecting, because normally you expect final girls to live. And here's where I was like, all right, she's going to get away. No, doesn't get away. Slices her neck open, she dies. And then the movie ends with Winnie the Pooh chasing Christopher Robin away into the woods. And then they set it up for a sequel saying Winnie the Pooh will return. Now, as you can see, I love this movie. Yeah, I'll fucking criticize it a little bit because there's some shit that doesn't make sense. But in all fairness, the reason I love this movie is because it's so stupid, but every actor is playing it like it's a legit horror movie. And I love it. And the gore is fairly decent too, with the CG blood that is obviously noticeable, but nevertheless, I enjoyed it. Honestly, if you're going to watch this movie, go into it with a mindset that I had, which is, I'm not expecting this to be a great movie. This is going to be dumb. So that's what I'm going to expect. And I expected that, and I got it. And so I had a great time watching it. So, yeah, this movie's bad, but it's the good kind of bad. Like The Room. It's meant to be bad. You know what I mean? And once they make a sequel to it, I'm pretty stoked, because I don't know what you could do in a sequel to this movie. Maybe introduce the other characters, because I think they're public domain now, I think. But, yeah, so this is my review of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Sorry it's a little messy. It's been a while since I've done an actual movie review. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. By the way, my next video, and I promise you it's going to be my next video, I'm going to be doing Final Fantasy 16. Because I got this game, and yeah, so far I love it!